Okay, about 11 hours ago there was a major earthquake about 100 kilometers deep, 136 kilometers deep in Papua New Guinea, a 7.9, and I've heard people suggesting that it resulted in a minor tsunami because the buoys across the Western Pacific and in the Indian Ocean are actually in event mode. As you can see, it's registered on the helioplots all around the world. There's quite a dark pattern of movement. But this is not a tsunami wave that's reached here. If you just quickly check, you look at Papua New Guinea for example, you can go to the event details. As you can see, the actual event occurred just after 4:40 GMT. Now if we go over to the Northern Pacific, Now if we go over to the Northern Pacific, we've got a buoy going off over here, right, and we check the event details for that, you'll see that's actually at 5:05 GMT. So we're going from 4:40 to 5:05, that's 25 minutes. Now look at the distances, you'll see, as you can see, 2,000 miles, this is about 5,000 miles, so that's about 10,000 miles an hour. If you want to have a tsunami wave going from here to here, that's obviously not a water event. This is obviously the sea floor that's moved, not the sea surface. These buoys are chained to the sea floor. I don't think we had a tsunami wave travelling at 10,000 miles an hour, but you might have a P wave or whatever going through the ocean floor at that speed. Just as in these movements seen across all the helioplots around the world, the Earth does move when these earthquakes occur all around the world, and this is how they actually triangulate where earthquakes epicenters are, because they look at the difference in times when these events are registered in helioplots in different parts of the world. The other question, of course, is are there more earthquakes now than before? Well, these are the earthquakes charted from the USGS from 2009 all the way up to today in January 2017, and yes, there is a bit of an uptick, but it's not obvious. If you take the log of energy, add that into that, you can see that in terms of energy it's also fairly flat, but there is more, and there has been a bit of a peak towards the end here in December of 2016 and of course January 2017. That could be as a result of Comet Honda being nearby, or it could be a result of this object which I'm speculating on in the last two videos. Let's zoom into this area here. Okay, so this earthquake that happened 12 hours ago in Papua New Guinea, it actually fell on the Pleiades alignment. This is actually quite common, that the Earth might be in alignment with or in opposition to the Pleiades at the time of a major earthquake, or the earthquake would normally happen within the 24-hour period up until that alignment. As you can see, let me see, some of these are on Saturn. Okay, this is obviously on Saturn, right? July 29. Some of these are on Jupiter. Moon-Jupiter alignment. As we've got here, it's actually the day before. So that was on the earthquake that occurred on December 8 UTC time. It was actually on the Jupiter alignment. Almost every magnitude 7 plus earthquake falls on one of these main alignments, which is either the Pleiades, Jupiter, Saturn, or I've got here listed as a dead star, but maybe it's a galactic core, who knows. But it's quite common for these major earthquakes to fall on one of these, normally within the 24-hour period before it. But they don't always occur just before it. It's normally you have to have something in the solar system to upset a solar event to charge up the Earth in advance, or you have to have a comet coming into the solar system or flying nearby, or some other object. So in this case we do seem to have a lot of earthquakes happening, and they're all falling on major alignments as per usual. And just zoom in on that there, just so you can see how that falls into the Pleiades. Right. The only exception to that in the last 20 years or so is actually this earthquake here that occurred on December 17. And if I pull over Celestia, you can actually see we're approaching Venus. The moon, looking from the moon towards the Earth, is coming into alignment with Venus. So I haven't got Venus on my charts, but perhaps Venus should be on my charts. Okay, so thank you for watching.